proposition, but surely it should be a formality. That's what we believe for the 640, the Grade 1, the Ryanair Novice Chase. 1, Baltimore Rock, the mount of Noel Feely. 2 is Douvan, unbeaten in his 9 starts for Willie Mullins. Ruby Walsh is aboard the son of Walk in the Park. 3 is an absentee. 4, Sizing John, Barry Garrity. 5, the Game Changer, Brian Cooper. And number 6, to Bob, the mount of Robbie Power. Tom Leeds, 6 to 1 on, 7 to 1 on. That much activity in the ring. There's people here to see a magnificent specimen of a racehorse.
He's a superstar since he joined Willie Mullins. The perfect 9 from 9, a multiple Grade 1 winner, proven on a range of ground, and he just seems to do it so very, very easily. On ratings, there's not just a small gap to be bridged, there's an absolute gulf. You're talking 18 pounds between him and his nearest pursuer, which is the Game Changer. However, as we saw on Tuesday with Vitor and yesterday with Q-Card, this is not a meeting where the real big marquee names are turning up and just turning these races into a procession. And although he's 1 to 7, even then the bookmaker's trying to turn it into a betting-related activity by laying the forecasts here. Will it be to Bob? Will it be Sizing John? Will it be the Game Changer? All top horses in their own right, all of them available at roughly the same price.
And they're also forming a market without Douvan, so they're taking Douvan out of the equation, and they're betting Sizing John 7 to 4, the Game Changer 7 to 4, to Bob 5 to 2, and Baltimore Rock 11 to 2. That means if Sizing John is second to Douvan, you collect.
Absolutely correct. And in the same way, when you work through them, Sizing John's been the horse who ordinarily we've seen, for example, in the Arkle at Cheltenham, chasing home Douvan. The replacings were slightly altered at Aintree in the equivalent race. It was the Game Changer who was the meat in the Douvan Sizing John sandwich. He was second, Sizing John third. But maybe to Bob, Jessica Harrington, she's having an amazing time of it currently. He's the fresh horse. We haven't seen him for 74 days, whereas the other 3 we've just mentioned, those aforementioned, they've run, or they will have run after today, all 3 spring festivals. So it's an intriguing picture, but if it cost €100 to come to Punchestown today, surely at least 99 of those would be worth it just to see Douvan. He's that good.
Oh, we're going to have a look at them in the ring. This is Baltimore Rock. He was a faller in the Arkle at Cheltenham. He fell 2 out, well beaten at the time. He's trained by Neil Mulholland, was with David Pipe. And Neil, as we've said, his horses are in terrific order. This fella's a 20 to 1 shot.
Here's Douvan. He's very much on his toes. The girl leading him up knows him better than anybody in the world, and she has had to take a shortcut on a few occasions to cut across the ring. He looks to me, I haven't seen him as much on his toes before. When he gets by the gate here that he came in, he stops and wants to go back out again. He's definitely getting on his toes, Douvan. If you were down as a paddock watcher and were back on a horse walking around, you'd be slightly worried that he's thinking about everything that's going on.
You will keep an eye on him all the way. This is Sizing John now. Mr. Pickety, number 3, is an on-runner. Sizing John, he ran at Aintree. He ran third behind Azel. Just perhaps the trip was a problem. It was an extended 2 miles, 2 miles and 3 or so. He was runner-up to Douvan before that at Cheltenham, and this is the Game Changer. He's going to love the good ground, trained by Gordon Elliott. Brian Cooper rides him. He was runner-up to Douvan at Aintree, and before had been 4th in the Arkle at Cheltenham.
Just watch the rugs pull off a Douvan there, and it's not a warm day today, and he's sweating under the rugs. Warm, not dripping sweat, but warm. He's definitely on his toes, something I hadn't seen before in him. You'd just be slightly worried at the end of a long season. Is it just bothering him?
To Bob, well, he must re-establish his credentials. He was ruthless at Navan before Christmas, found nothing last time out at Navan, and there is this 5 to 1 on favourite, and we just don't like what we see about a 5 to 1 on favourite. This isn't the performance. This isn't the way he performed at Leopardstown or Cheltenham or Aintree when we saw him.
Gail is anxious to take him out. He didn't come around the ring again. He went straight out onto the track. He was in a long time now, and a lot of people looking, a lot of cameras clicking and that. It might have got him on his toes. Definitely he wasn't the relaxed horse that we've seen at other meetings.
And it is significant. I mean, we looked at York Hill on the first day. York Hill should have murdered his opposition, but he didn't. He found three better than him on the day. I mean, Douvan has got 1.5 stones or so in hand on the book, but it just doesn't matter. If this season has got to him, if he's not in his game, he ain't going to win today, regardless. We can have a look, Ted. We're going to have a look at him in action. I mean, this is one hell of a horse, and here he is beating Sizing John at Cheltenham.
Yeah. and Vanuatu as well. It was second to him there. He's quickened up well. They didn't go a mad gallop, and he's too much pace for these horses. Jumps the last couple well. It's the second last. He was quick at that. Trying to hurl these old fences a little bit sometimes, but he's quick. He doesn't get very high behind, even if he clouts the one a small bit. Stretches that about, you keep the dust off the top of it, but he goes right away up the hill and wins well enough now. I mean, he doesn't absolutely destroy Sizing John. Ruby gives him a smack and he quickens up well and did it really well. He was very more impressive maybe at Liverpool when they went a better gallop, but he didn't look like he was going to get caught or anything. But
yeah, now we're going to hear from Sizing John's trainer, Henry de Bromhead.
Yes, thanks very much indeed. Horses have just left the paddock now, and as you said, Douvan really on his toes, really lit up now here today. Sizing John looking a lot more relaxed. Of course, placed at both Cheltenham and Aintree, and he's winner over this course and distance. How is he, Henry?
He seems good. He seems good. You know, obviously, going to Aintree in between is always a risk, and as we've seen all week, it can, it's been for and against, so we'll see. But our lad seems good, so take.
He likes it here.
He loves it here. He's won twice around here, so yeah, he does.
Best of luck, Henry.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thank you. Thanks.
Five runners gathering down at the start, and they'll be running up past us. There he is. Looks just his disposition just a little bit more relaxed than when we saw him in the paddock, at any rate. Douvan. I wonder what the punters are thinking down in the ring. Are they worried about him being on his toes, Brian, at all? I mean, just the signs that we saw, we didn't like. Put it that way. Yeah, the bookmakers have eased them. You look at Ladbrokes 2-9. You look at Track Sports now are going 7-2 on. On the exchanges, Tom, was that reflected? Certainly when Ted spotted in the ring, you could see him easing slightly. But that being said, there's very little activity in the ring, if the truth be told. Most people have gone to the stands and tried to get the best vantage point to see him, Tom. Yeah, nothing but the very biggest hitters really can get involved at these sort of prices. But nonetheless, those remarks did seem to precipitate something of an effect, because he drifted from 1-5 out to 2-9. So just at least a ripple of concern. I wonder what Andy's got to say. He's down at the start.
Yeah, you can feel the anticipation down here at the start of the Ryanair Novice Chase. There's a bit of a hype about Douvan. There's a lot of people coming down to see him. Probably over my shoulder you can see all the photographers keen to get a shot of him. I'm amazed at how tall he is. He's really a massive horse. I heard them mention that he was quite sweaty in the ring. He didn't come down too aggressively. Look fairly calm coming down, a little bit of sweat under his belly, all right, but he seemed very calm. The last one you can see, Tabob, is quite a keen horse. He wears a hood. He was a little bit sweaty coming down. Tabob has made it in the past, but it looks as if Robert Power has decided to drop him in last. So Sizing John and Douvan have both had battles up front to make the running. They'll probably not aim to take each other on, but they look as if they're both going to line up, jump off handily together, and it'll probably end up whichever one of them jumps the better will end up in front. And the game changer, Baltimore Rock, they'll be happy to sit in behind, and Robert Power will try and settle to Bob, a change of tactics for him.
You'd be happier the way he's walking around now. Just a few moments ago you saw him there, Ruby had to give him a little flick. He was sort of just hesitant about walking around. These are signs. I'm sure nobody's backing him at 1-5, but if you were a punter, you would prefer to see him a little bit more relaxed, wouldn't you, Bob? Sure would. Ruby's relaxed, and that's important. Here's Richard.
Yes, they've just jumped off for the Ryanair Novice Chase as they make their way up to past the stands. They have 11 fences and one circuit of Punchestown to decide it, and Sizing John is going to go along upsides Douvan. They go along 4 or 5 clear from the Game Changer, who races in third. In fourth is Baltimore Rock, and just behind them is Tabob. As Andy said, is a change of tactics dropping in this afternoon. The 5 runners head to make their way on towards fence number 1, which is right down towards the end of the straight. And up front it's Douvan on the outside of Sizing John. They take them along, being followed in third by the Game Changers. They go over fence number 1. Baltimore Rock gets a little tight at the back, as does Tabob. So they turn right-handed now. 3 fences bringing them away from the stands. Douvan just goes on a length or 2 from Sizing John. He's not going to let him go too far, being followed in third by the Game Changer. Baltimore Rock 4 down the inside, and Tabob back marker of the 5. They make their way out over fence number 2. Douvan, Sizing John. The Game Changer again, Baltimore Rock just a little sticky out over that one, clears it in 4, and Tabob McMarker of the 5 runners, who between them have won 33 races. Douvan has taken 10 of those, matched only by the Game Changer. The 2 of those have taken 20. It's Douvan on the outside of Sizing John. The Game Changer third, third, Baltimore Rock 4, and the back marker of the quintet is to Bob, the only non-runner here, number 3, Mr. Piketty, didn't go to post. So they make their way now towards the second one of 3, bringing them away from the stands before they make their way into the back straight. And it is Douvan who's going to lead them over from in second spot Sizing John. The Game Changer is third. Baltimore Rock sits 4 in the second of the sheepskin nosebands, and the back marker remains to Bob. So they go now towards the third of 3 away, and over in front Douvan, Sizing John, the gap just beginning to widen a little. The Game Changer races third, he's on the outside of Baltimore Rock, and to Bob brings up the rear. So they swing into the back straight, and it's Douvan who's bidding for this hat-trick. Cheltenham, Aintree, Punchestown. It's proved difficult this week. Ruby Walsh aboard, Sizing John, Barry Geraghty. He's had a grade 1 each day. He's had Don't Touch It and Carlingford Lock. This would be 3 from 3. They're being followed back in third spot by an improved Baltimore Rock, Noel Feely aboard. Then Brian Cooper sits 4th on the Game Changer, and to Bob is the mount of Robbie Power, who's bidding for a quick double, having taken our previous race. So then I head now towards the fence right across from the stands, and it's Douvan with Sizing John right on his tail. 3 lengths to Baltimore Rock, the Game Changer, and to Bob remains the one watching on from behind. And Douvan over in front organised himself well there, being followed by Sizing John, who's just about a length down. There's a 3-length break to Baltimore Rock, who's towards the inside for the Neil Mulholland team. Then just behind them is the Game Changer. Gordon Elliott and Brian Cooper successful already aboard with Bright New Dawn, bidding for a double here, and back markers are to Bob and Robert Power. Heading now to make their way out of the back straight. 4 fences left to be jumped in the Ryanair chase, and it's Douvan who leads them along from Sizing John, who's been right there in second since flagfall. Back in third is Baltimore Rock. The Game Changer is 4, and to Bob is the back marker of the 5. They're swinging out of the back straight now and heading to make their way on towards 4 fences from the finish, and Douvan has taken them along thus far. Now Sizing John is being asked to lengthen to go alongside him again. Back in third, Baltimore Rock is 3 down. The Game Changer is 4, and no change at the back. That's to Bob. This is 4 from home now. Douvan measures it well and very quickly as well. There's a 3-length gap opened up pretty quickly after that one. Sizing John has come under pressure now. Douvan not so. They're being chased back in third by Baltimore Rock, who's being asked to go closer. The Game Changer's trying to get into it. Now they come towards the fence before the turn in. 3 from the finish. Douvan, Sizing John, Baltimore Rock. On the outside is the Game Changer. To Bob is ridden, can't go with them as they begin to swing towards home. 2 fences left to be jumped in the Ryanair, and it's Douvan yet to come out of a canter, being chased in second by Sizing John. The Game Changer is trying to get to them now. Baltimore Rock is ridden, they're clear from de Bob, heading to make their way towards the second last, and it's Douvan still taking Ruby along comfortably as they head towards it from Sizing John, and the Game Changer trying to stack up on the outside. They're being followed by Baltimore Rock. 1 fence left to jump, and it's Douvan who has the advantage. Now the Game Changer has come under pressure. They've all come under pressure. Everything that's met him this season has come under pressure. Over the final fence and up towards the line. So many have tried this week, so many have failed. Cheltenham, Aintree and Punchestown. Douvan delivers different class. He exits his novice season as impressive as he came into it. It's off into grade 1 company now, in open company, and Douvan is different class to the Game Changer. Sizing John back in third is Baltimore Rock. T-Bob is 4, and it's exactly what we have seen all season. It is Douvan dismissing fields so easily, so impressively, taking Ruby into his fences and taking them clear from his rivals. We'll see what he's really made of next season, but he's as exciting a novice as we've ever seen at this stage.
Well, our worries of Robert and myself, saw him aside in the parade ring, were definitely off the mark, because this horse done everything right. I mean, he did exactly what he done at Cheltenham. He beat the Game Changer, who was second again or third, but he's done it really well. He's a lovely economical way of jumping. We said that about Fatur, but this horse is quick, doesn't get high behind, he just bends his knees, he's quick through the air, and you couldn't ask him to do any better. He made no sense of mistake, got a bit close to the first down the back, or the middle one down the back, but quick up front here. Ruby doesn't have to move a muscle on him, he just sits in nice and tight, and they suit another well. He just never interferes with him, just gives him the encouragement to go to his fences. He's always in that forward position, just never moves, gets into him down to the last again. He's spot on. You rarely see Ruby moving on a horse. He moves, but you don't see him move. He's squeezing. This horse has gone away and put a good bit of daylight between himself and the Game Changer. You couldn't ask for any more. I mean, if you go up around the corner, he might have won 25 lengths. He looks all over a champion chaser, if you ever saw one. He's got the pace. He jumps like a champion chaser as well too. He clips the top of them each time. He's quick. He doesn't delay in the air. And what an exciting horse he is. Willie said beforehand he might be the best horse he's trained. I don't know about that. He's trained a lot of good horses. As a chaser, maybe he is. But he looks like he's a ready-made champion chaser, doesn't he?
He sure does. And let's hear what Rich Ritchie has to say about him.
horse.
Yes, I'd say he's a very, very happy man indeed. As you said, this horse has got absolutely everything. He must be an absolute joy to own, Rich. Well done.
Thank you very much. He's a lovely horse, and he's such a lovely animal. You know, he really is a pleasure to be around. He's a pleasure to own. He was acting up there today. I haven't seen that before.
You were saying he was quite quiet when he was being saddled up, and then as soon as he got out here.
In the pre-parade ring, he started acting a bit. When he came out here, he just didn't want to know, didn't he? And I thought, oh, God, is he gone off today? But when Ruby got on top of him, he seemed to be a bit better. And, God, he's some horse. He could be, you know, it's a trite thing in racing, and I hate saying it all the time. He could be anything, but he really could be. He is something else.
I mean, really so much to look forward to next season.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some good ones coming back. It's been a tough week. And that's only the third horse, I think, or fourth horse in the last 10 years to have done the treble. So, you know, we're delighted with that. Just very appreciative. He's a great horse to have, and God, hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah, let's all hope so. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, he's done it all right. 6 out of 6 now. But he was edgy, there's no doubt about it. I mean, let's face it, he's done it despite being edgy. It just tells us what an extraordinary engine he has, what ability.
But when you turn the screw as tight as Willie probably did for Cheltenham, and then you go back to Liverpool, and then you come back here again, I mean, his aim all year long is Cheltenham, which is 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he's been wound up for those occasions, probably nice and tight for Christmas as well at Leopardstown. Like,
I know he's 6 years old.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, he's an exciting horse.
Here's Willie.
Yes, just caught up with Willie before Douvan comes into the winner's enclosure, and what can you say about that, Willie? That was pretty amazing.
It was. I mean, to win at all 3 festivals. We've seen a few of mine this week that have been not able to handle that sort of pressure, and he just did it very easily.
He just handles everything, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, he jumped fantastic today, I thought, as well. With 1 or 2 he got a bit close to, but I think Ruby was happy enough just to let him fiddle his fences, and when he wanted him to jump over the last few, he did.
They're talking of the Champion Chase being the target. Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know. Immediately coming down off the stand, I thought, you know, do we try and take on Sprinter Sacrat next year, or do we go out and trip? I don't know. Champion Chase would look the obvious route this minute. Unless you want to make a Gold Cup horse out of him.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd stay. I don't think he'd any problem. He pops away there off the bridle. He's not keen. That's probably what you need for a Gold Cup.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, he has the speed for a Champion Chase, so we'll see what Mr. Ritchie wants to do.
You've always held this horse in incredible regard. I mean, the superlatives you come out with about him that you just haven't come out with about any other horses, and obviously you still feel very much the same way.
I do. I mean, you saw the way he finished there today. That's what he does every day at home, and that's with Gail riding him against any sort of opposition. He just canters up there, and when he wants to quicken away from one, he just quickens away. He's incredible to watch.
Wonderful horse.
And I get to see him every day.
Aren't you lucky? Listen, welcome him in. Well done, Willie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you get a big round of applause, this fella. Check his page, as we've seen on a number of occasions, by Walk in the Park, Saint-Manger, and out of a Sainte-Sainte-Mère. Well done, everybody. Right way to end what's been a phenomenal season. He's so far ahead of his peers this season. He is just interesting listening to Willie, you know, 2 mile go the Gold Cup. I mean, you couldn't say he wouldn't stay at all, could you?
No, could you? You couldn't say, no, you said it. I mean, but the great horses win over 2, they win over 3. Flying Bolt could win a Champion Chase, and he could win an Irish National.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, Desert Orchid could win a Tingle Creek and win an Irish National. Cato Star could win 2 Tingle Creeks and win a Gold Cup. The good horses, the real good horses, as we said, the real Ali Daly.
Yeah, and we found out who Ali Daly was. She was a baker, wasn't she?
She was. It's an Irish slang word about excellence. Ali Daly was a woman who made butter.
Oh, she made butter, that's right.
And anybody who could make butter that was as good as hers was the real Ali Daly.
And this fella is too. There you go. Oh, it's exciting times. We've got the starting prices now, which we can check on.
What a performance. That's why we love this sport of jump racing. Douvan, the son of Walk in the Park. You'd run for your thesaurus for superlatives to describe that performance of Douvan. The 6-year-old, simply sublime. Astonishing. 9-2 on favourite. In the hands of Ruby Walsh, beats the game changer at 9-1. And third, number 4, Sizing John, 8-1. Douvan wins the Ryanair.
Ted, what about tomorrow now? Vroom Vroom Mag.